Hi there, welcome back to Ms. Johnson's ELA mini lesson. This is mini lesson number 20, and we are going to be talking about this thing called inferencing. So go ahead and grab your text, grab your homeschool packets, and we're going to get started. Here, let's talk about inferencing. All right, so a typical example that I use with my students when I'm teaching this word inference is talking about taking a math test. If you were taking a math test in class and you saw one of your friends get up with a frown on their face, walk slowly over and turn it in, look upset and sit down, what do you think would happen? Typically the responses that I get is he thought he failed, thought he was really bad at it, thought he did a poor job, thought he was going to get a bad grade, things like that. The thing is, your friend never told you that all those things. He never said that. But what happened was you looked at his facial expression and you made what is called an inference. You can make an inference with the people around you. You can also make it in text. You usually do it in a story, but we're going to do it in kind of an informational text today. So we're going to talk about it. So an inference is using the text and your background knowledge to put the pieces together. So that's what we're talking about, is this putting the pieces together type of thing. That's putting the inference. So basically what we're doing is we're using text clues and background knowledge called schema to make an inference. So I kind of have a picture right here. You're using text clues, you're using the text, and then you're using yourself and your schema. That's why there's this little thought bubble right here. You're using your background knowledge. What do you know about the subject, or what have you learned about the subject? What do you know about facial expressions of your friend who turned in the test when he's upset? For you then to create an inference, he failed, he thought he didn't do well, right? So you're using the information that you know about how to read faces and how to read people and what emotions are in order to make an inference that that's what had happened to your friend. And your text clues is what's happening on your friend's face. All right, it is what do you think about what's happening. So we're gonna try and create an inference today in our informational text. Let's go. All right, so what we are going to do is we are going to turn to our very last ELA page in our close reading packet, and we're gonna read the directions. This is the page, and here are the directions. It says, what do you think would happen if there was no intertropical convergence zone? Make an inference about what you think might change if it didn't exist. Okay, what we like to do, what I think we should do first before we even get into the inference, is go back and refresh our memory on what that is. So paragraph 4 is where we first learn about the intertropical convergence zone. So let's read it together. The tropic rain belt appears as a band of clouds. These clouds encircle the globe near the equator. They cause frequent showers and occasional thunderstorms. The solid band of clouds may extend for many hundreds of miles over ocean. It sometimes breaks over land. Scientists call this the rain belt. The intertropical convergence zone, pronounced itch. The itch follows the sun. Therefore, its position varies seasonally. It moves north in the northern summer and south in the northern winter. The itch causes wet and dry seasons in the tropics. Okay. All right, so the inference that we're trying to make is if there was no intertropical convergence zone, there might not be blank. All right, so when I'm thinking about this and I'm looking at all the information that I just underlined right here, what I think is if there's no intertropical convergence zone, there would be no really big rainy period in the tropics, right? So there is going to be less showers and there's going to be less thunderstorms. So I want you to write that down right here for your inference. So there's going to be less showers and thunderstorms. Go. All right, and as we are creating an inference, what we need to do is go back and gather text evidence. So annotate the text that supports your inference. Then lift the evidence from the text and place it in the chart. So what you need to do is you need to go find 4 pieces of text evidence that support your inference. Why do you think there is going to be less rain and thunderstorms if there is no intertropical convergence zone? So what does your text say that tells you that? So we're looking for the text clues right now. We think, right, our inference is saying if there was no intertropical convergence zone, there would be no rain showers. That's our knowledge, so now you have to go find the text evidence for it. So go do that now. We're also going to move to paragraph 9 to find a little more text evidence to create our inference. So turn to page 26, paragraph 9. This is what happens when the itch occurs. So it says, when the itch is in the south of the equator, the northeast winds prevail over Nigeria. This produces a dry season condition. When the itch moves into the northern hemisphere, the southwest winds prevail. The wind pushes far inland and bring rainfall during the wet season. The result is there is a prolonged rainy season to the far south. On the other hand, the far north undergoes long dry periods each year. Nigeria therefore has two major seasons, the dry season and the wet season. The lengths of the dry season and wet season vary from north to south. All right, so what is it? It's explaining basically is the intertropical convergence zone. When it's in the northern hemisphere, lots of rain. While it's in the northern hemisphere, the southern, it's all dry. And then it moves and switches. So then there's the rainy season down here, and then it's dry up here. So there's really long rainy and dry seasons. Okay? So what paragraph 9 is doing is it's actually going back and proving our theory that our inference that if there was no intertropical convergence zone, then that would mean that there would be less rain. There would be less thunderstorms because it wouldn't be switching between the northern and southern hemisphere. More evidence in paragraph 4 and paragraph 9. You need 4 key details. Go copy them down. And finally, we're going to answer the question on the bottom. The question on the bottom says, which sentence from the text best supports the idea that there was less rainfall if the itch clouds did not exist? Okay, so support that inference. Go answer the question on the bottom. All right, everybody, that is it. Thank you for tuning in to ELA mini lesson 20. That was creating an inference. And actually, guess what? We are done learning about weather and climate. So we got to learn a lot of cool, interesting things about weather and climate and distinguish between the two. And also, we got to learn a lot of different cool strategies on how to read different types of text. So I hope you learned a lot from these videos. We will come back next week with a brand new unit that's going to be really exciting. So I hope you like that. Stay tuned. Thanks, everybody. Bye.